Gentlemen, we need to have a talk about the man cave. The man cave, well, let's explain what the man cave is, because I know that we get people around the world that watch this stuff now. The man cave is essentially a place in a man's house that his partner, wife, whoever he's cohabitating with, allows him to keep in whatever state he wants. It's usually in a dark, dingy corner of the basement, maybe the garage, could potentially be the attic. And the general theme behind many of these man caves is they're allowed, or they're granted permission in their own home to store their stuff, their manly things in that one area, kind of away from the majority of the traffic that travels through the house. Now, here's the problem with the man cave, fellas. I know that a lot of guys proudly, share them. I've seen, friends of mine that I haven't seen in a while that have been married now, and look at my new man cave, and they'll put a picture on Facebook or something like that. But here's the problem that I've got to stress with them is your house is your castle, fellas. A man's house is his castle. I know there's going to be women out there and feminized, boys and stuff like that are going to be, well, in the world of equality, women, buy as much of the house as men. No, it's not. That's not the way that it happens. I'm in the credit and collection business. I've seen thousands and thousands of apps for refinancing with stated incomes, notice of assessment, T4 slips. These are basically Canadian slips that prove income. And the vast majority of the breadwinning is still done from the guy. It's like, you have a guy that, I'll give you a recent example, a guy that owns a paving company will make $125,000 a year confirmed. She makes like $42,000 a year doing, a standard sort of feminine role that she's chosen. We're not going to talk about that in this video, but what I want to stress again is the man cave. Women are not paying for the homes. It's still the vast majority of the down payments and income that goes towards the purchase, the maintenance, taxes, repairs, even the upkeep of most of the property is still done by the dude. She's usually taking care of the inside of the house if we're talking about traditional, more gender specific roles. But to allow himself to be sequestered to a dark, dingy corner, probably damp, I've seen it a few times, of the home, because she wants none of his stuff to mess up the decor of the frou-frou, throw pillows and the crystals and the chandeliers and a blah, blah. Fellas, listen, a really good indicator that you're not maintaining the frame in the relationship is the number of pillows on the master bed. Saw a house, friend pointed out, is awesome man cave. You walk by the master bedroom and you see it's all frou-frued up, and there's something like 17 pillows on the bed. The more pillows, more decor pillows that are on the bed, the less of the frame that you control in the relationship. So this is more of a public service announcement, okay, guys? You've got to maintain the frame in the in the relationship. The betatization by 1,000 concession happens far too often with men, and the attractiveness that their wives, women have for them eventually goes down and declines, and then they become surprised when she's banging Chad Thundercock, the pool boy. Maintain the frame. Be attentive to these small concessions that you have to make. I mean, you start out the relationship with a couple pillows in the bed, and if you're going to move in together, if that's what your choice is, and you end up with 17 about a year later, you're slowly losing control of the frame of the relationship. If your stuff is moved into the basement of the house and you're no longer allowed to have that cool table or that piece of artwork on the wall, hey, you let it happen, fellas. The point that I want to make in this video, and hopefully it comes off clear and not as a disparaging sort of statement, is just be attentive. Be attentive to what goes on in the frame of your relationship. A man cave to me is just a sign that a man has been pussified and he's lost all control and frame of what goes on in the relationship. I mean, I know that some guys proudly, display these things off to their friends, or when they invite their friends over, they hang out in that specific region of the home, but it's not impressive. To me, it's sad. It's like, a racehorse that was, ripping up and down, being, sequestered to some, crappy corner of some retirement farm. Like, it's where you go to die sort of thing. I mean, is that really what your position in life is? You've just given up on yourself and your masculinity and your right to space in your own home, right? Anyway, I'm not going to bang on too much on this one. I just wanted to state that because I think it needs to be said. I've never heard anybody mention it before, and there's just far too many guys proudly talking about something that they shouldn't be proud of, to be honest.